Passover or Pesach can be a traditional event, a meal, a gathering, and you can be blessed in that. Then we can dig a little deeper and we can be blessed in that as well. Hi, this is Barry Phelps of 10-Minute Torah. This is day one of a week of special readings pertaining to Pesach or Passover. In just a moment, we'll be going to Exodus or Shemot chapter number 12, and we'll begin with verse number 21. Before we do that, let me just make a couple opening thoughts here available to you. There are going to be some varieties, perhaps, that you are aware of observances. Some will be observing solely in their homes and will promote, well, you're supposed to observe in your house. Others will gather in large groups. House of David will have a very large gathering this year. We're maxing out a room for about 90 people. I think this is the biggest Pesach that we've ever had as a congregation. And either way, I applaud you, whether you're family, by yourself, with a group. I'm happy and encouraged that you're observing Pesach. There are those that will say, well, you need to do it by this manner or that manner. Just observe it. Tell the story. Go through a meaningful experience of rehearsing the original night and remembering. This is supposed to be a meal by which we remember. And then there will be those that will exploit it and use it for, hurry and send in your Passover offerings to get your Passover blessings and so forth. Don't fall prey to those kinds of things. That's just not there. I encourage you. I was having a conversation earlier. Some struggle with understanding about leaven, what leaven is, what it's not, how much you're supposed to get out of your house, if you're supposed to, what you can eat and what you can't eat. Start where you are. And as you grow and as you walk in this, you will learn and you will observe. And every year we will find a different depth and a different meaning and a different level of encouragement. Start where you are and grow. And if you have questions, ask somebody. And if you feel like in retrospect, well, I think I may have messed up or something, don't beat yourself up over it. We are learning. We are in exile. When Messiah comes and he brings the kingdom, we will learn perfectly from the living Torah himself as to how to observe and do it exactly correct. Until then, it's not that anything goes or it really doesn't matter. Start where you are and with all of your heart and with sincerity and a genuine effort, do what you know to do. Get the leaven out of your house, the obvious, the bread, the cookies and crackers and those kinds of things, and you will probably pick up a can of something and really read the ingredients and say, I didn't realize, I forgot that was in the freezer. I forgot that was in an extra pantry that we had. It was stuck in the back. The grace of Yah is here to help us. So don't panic. Be thorough. Do your best. We're all going to learn. And we're all going to look back and say, oy vey. So, that said, chapter 12, Exodus, Shemot, chapter 12, verse 21, just a few verses here. It says, and Moshe called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, go out and take lambs for yourselves according to your clans and slay the Pesach, the Passover. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin and strike the lintel and the two doorposts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out of the door of his house until morning. And Yahweh shall pass on to smite the Mitzrites, the Egyptians, and shall see the blood on the lintel and on the two doorposts, and Yahweh shall pass over the door, hence the term Pesach or Passover, and not allow the destroyer, notice that, the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. And you shall guard this word as a law for you and your sons forever. Now we'll pause there. Now throughout the week, we may continue in chapter 12 and we may go other places, but just a few thoughts here today on what we just read. The lamb's blood. The lamb would have been mercifully slain. The lamb is not just cruelly butchered. The rabbinical understanding is that even the blade has to be very precise, very sharp, without ragged edges. It needs to be, that which will deal a very decisive cut. The jugular vein in the neck is sliced, and the animal does not feel the pain. As the blood is let, a basin catches the blood. And it's not that so much we are killing the lamb per se. Yes, the lamb is dying, but it is the shedding of the life. Remember that life is in the blood. And so the life of the lamb is extracted and it is caught. And the lamb gives its life to offer the blood of life and life that is in its blood. Obviously, a beautiful picture of what Yeshua did for us is that he offered his life. He said, I lay down my life. No one takes it from me. Yeshua was not thrashing around being nailed to the tree. He gave his life. He allowed his blood to be shed because there's more than just human life in his blood. There is righteous life in his blood. And then this blood was caught in the basin, and with hyssop, a scraggly little bush, the blood is applied to the doorways, the coverings, and the lintel of the door to stain the entrance in the house with a covering of the lifeblood of the lamb that gave itself in their behalf. Yah says that when the judgment goes through the land against the firstborn of the land, man and beast, that when the blood is seen, the judgment will pass over that door and move along. It calls it here the destroyer. In Hebrew, it is shechatz or shechath. And it is to corrupt, and it is to destroy. When you read the narrative of the days of Noah, the earth was corrupt, shekath. Corruption had defiled the earth, shekath. And Yah says, I am going to destroy, shekath, the earth and its inhabitants. And so this is a corruption that destroys. Here it is personified even as what we would read as an individual or an entity. That seeing the blood, it's not that it tries to penetrate the blood and can't, but rather that there is redemption on the door of the home. That's what we need. And it's not that as you celebrate Pesach this year that nothing bad can happen for the year. Don't read that here. But what we are understanding is the blood has been applied to ourselves. And not only as individuals, but also as the community of Israel, the born-again covenant people of Yah. The blood of the Lamb has been applied, and the judgment, the wrath of Yah that passes through will see the atonement of Yeshua upon us and will pass by. For that, as we read this, let us celebrate and let us be thankful for what Yeshua has shed in our behalf and done for us. and I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, shalom.